inside of here, and they were sketching stuff from around the city. Now, whenever they were in here, some of the stuff that they were sketching is actually now inside of the Haunted Mansion. So the outside's obviously the house in Baltimore, but some of your artifacts are from inside of here. And that fountain over there, which we'll go by, is actually the one outside the Haunted Mansion, is an exact replica of that one, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's odd because this is also haunted. So this is the Hamilton Turner Inn. Now, it originally belonged to William Hamilton, who was a war profiteer. So he was selling to both sides of the war and then making money from both sides, therefore making him very affluent in the city. Now, he was quite the collector. So he was collecting things from art to instruments to fine china, that kind of stuff. And he happened to be the first person in Savannah with electricity. So a lot of times people would actually gather around here to watch the electricity come on, thinking, you know, that it was really awesome and it was just something different at the time. No one had ever seen something like that before. Now, because there was always so many people outside of here, and because he was such a big collector, he became paranoid that all the people outside were gonna come inside and take his stuff. So what he does is what any of us would do. He hires a sniper to hang out on the roof and guard his house. Now, I don't know a whole lot about guns. I'll be very honest with you. I know about fishing and that's about it. Guns, not so much. But I do know that as a sniper, you are not supposed to give your location away, right? Apparently this guy did not know that because he was smoking cigars on the roof, therefore giving his location away to the people of Savannah. Well, one morning, William Hamilton hears a shot. He goes up to the roof and finds that his sniper has been shot execution style on the roof, probably by someone in Savannah who got tired of being watched all the time. So he tries to fill the job after this and nobody wants to take it. So he actually gets up there and he guards his home for the rest of his life. So it's kind of interesting that he was protecting all the stuff in his house and he never really got to enjoy it because he was always out here guarding the house. Either way, what people say is that sometimes they come into the area and it either smells like cigar smoke, or you can look and you can see like little red embers at the end of the roof. The only time I've ever had anything kind of like that is I had a woman on my tour who we walked in and she said she smelled cigar smoke right away before I had told the story. So that was kind of cool. I didn't smell it. That doesn't mean it wasn't there. Maybe my nose just wasn't sensitive enough to it, but it was kind of interesting. But whenever he passes away, Francis Turner takes this over, which Hamilton Turner Inn, it makes sense. And Francis Turner was a doctor, so he did all of his practice in the basement of the home down here. Now, under his knife, 7 people actually passed away, which isn't too crazy, but we could say maybe some of your activity actually comes from those people. The main activity in here comes from his daughter. So one night he was throwing a party and he had all of his children, and all of the children who were guests of the party contained to the billiard room on the top floor. Now, kids are curious. One room is not gonna hold children for very long, right? So these kids kind of devised this little plan. What they said they were gonna do is take a pool ball, roll it down the stairs, and then obviously they have to run downstairs and get it, but they can also look around and see what's going on at the party. So that's what they were doing. Whenever someone would yell at them, they'd go up there and then, you know, they would keep doing it over and over and over again. His daughter goes to roll the ball down the stairs. She falls head first down all 25 stairs and cracks her neck at the bottom. So the main activity you have is actually coming from her, because what people hear the most is a child running up and down the hallway with a pool ball kind of following along, which is interesting. Now, I will say that on John's store back in February, so before I was even with them, they did a tour and they brought someone over here and we're kind of telling the story, and they said the guy just looked kind of uncomfortable. And so John was kind of thinking, well, what's going on? So he asked what was wrong. He's like, hey, what's wrong? And he said the guy was like, I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't know that this place was haunted until right now. And John was like, what do you mean? And he said he was staying inside of here, but he didn't know it was haunted. He just thought that it looked really nice, and that's why he wanted to stay inside. Okay. He said, I'm not even kidding. I woke up at 2:30 the night before the tour because I heard what sounded like a kid running up and down the hallway. So in his head, he's like, who's letting their child go buck wild right now in the hallway? So he goes and opens the door to see what's going on, and he cannot see anyone. There's no one there, but it really freaks him out, and he didn't want to go stay there after the tour. So he was not really feeling that. Weirdest thing that I've got as far as like our evidence stuff goes is we had the thermal out here one time, and we had it from over, usually I don't bring people this close because they're too damn loud and they do too much. So we were over there where those people are, and we had the thermal pointed this way. There was this giant red mass right in front of the house, which is really weird because there wasn't anywhere else. You'd point it somewhere else and you weren't seeing it. But right whenever you put it in front of the house, there was just a big red mass that was totally blocking most of the inn. Okay, that was weird. So I unplugged the thermal thinking maybe it was some kind of technical issue. I unplugged it, kind of restarted it, set it up, plugged it back in, put it back. We put it back on the house and it was still there. So we sent someone volunteered. We didn't send him. He was like ready to go. We took him over here and he was walking back and forth in front of the inn and disappearing behind whatever that was. But whenever he walked up the sidewalk, you could clearly see him. When he was walking on the other side, you could see him, but it was like right behind that red mass. He was totally gone. So that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big thing that I've had over here, which is interesting and neat.
Nice home.
It looks nice, right?
Oh, I'd like to stay in it. I'd like to own it.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it is so,
I mean,
so pretty.
I don't care if it's haunted or not.
Oh, yeah. It's very nice. Did you want to go over there? We can go over there if you want to do anything.
I was going to say, we can, just ask a few questions, see if we can get anything on the corner over here.
On top of this guy, he's probably not They're supposed to stop for you, but they won't.
I was going to say, yeah.
Like, they're coming in hot all the time.
Yeah, there's no telling what that house is worth.
A lot more than I'll ever see, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. It's being used for like a bed and breakfast or something, right? That's what I thought. Let me see what
There's
happens.
like a little inn that you can go into. It's really nice.
Let's see here. I'll let you ask some questions. You know more about the house, and I'll ask some.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Frances Turner here? Is the little girl who died in the home here? And if you are here, can you let us know what your name was?
Okay. Yeah, you hear all this ambient noise. It's kind of hard to...
Is Frances Turner here? Is the little girl who died in the home here? And if you are here, can you let us know what your name was?
I didn't hear nothing.
Mm-mm.
I'll erase that.
Also ask about William Hamilton. He was the guy that had the sniper.
Is William Hamilton here? Is the guy that he hired that got killed by a sniper, are you here? My name is John. Can you tell me your name? Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
It's so hard to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a lot. Like I say, it's got the ambient noise. I'll play it back.
Is William Hamilton here? Is the guy that he hired that got killed by a sniper, are you here? My name is John. Can you tell me your name?
No. Well, it's just... See, one thing I noticed is, just so you know, this is a voice activated. Mm-hmm. You know, because it only has 60 minutes that you record. Mm-hmm. And so, if it's really working right, because it's got all this ambient noise, you can see it blinking. And blinking means it's not recording. So typically if you ask a question, it won't blink. Mm-hmm. And then if you quit speaking, it should start blinking again. But if it doesn't, you can tell it's recording something. Oh, see, but right now we're recording anything. The light's not turning off.
But you think it's because of all the stuff it's picking up?
Yeah, it's just background. Like it's hearing its background noise and stuff, and it's just staying on. Now that doesn't mean you won't get anything. I'm just saying it's affecting.
It's hard. It affects how it records. That makes sense.
So, okay, well we can go into the next.
Ready to go to the cemetery?
Yeah, might as well, I guess.
Let's go.